Hey everybody, welcome back to my casual run of Dark Souls Remastered. My name is Rob. And have you ever had the feeling you were being watched? Yeah. Last time I was at this part and we got invaded by Dark Phantom, who soundly kicked my butt. Even though I almost had him. But since I've backtracked my way here, reclaimed my souls, and got back to where I was going, so let's go ahead and do something about this Mad Butcher, so that they don't try to ambush us when we're in there trying to rescue the NPC. Whoa now. Yep. I know they don't look it or sound like it. These things are definitely female. And they drop a sack, which if you're a silly looking character like mine, you don't like how your face looks, you can always just wear that. But it's making us mid-roll, so I'm not going to use it.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please.
Over there?
You must help me.
Oh, you're stuck in a barrel. One thing to make sure not to do is don't attack the barrel he is stuck in. That'll damage him and could possibly aggro him, and then you won't be able to use his services. So he is a very, very useful NPC. So just roll.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, or the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you.
Good old Laurentius. As far as NPCs go in this game, I find him the most relatable to my own personality. He's just a nice, humble guy. Just quiet.
Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
Yeah, I talk about being humble, and I'm like, oh, I relate to him. I'm such a humble guy. Couldn't sound much more proud than that,
hello
but
there.
I don't know.
I'm fine, thanks to you.
I just really like Laurentius. He's a cool dude. And he teaches you pyromancy. So if you didn't start off as a pyromancer, technically if you go out of order in the game, you can get a pyromancy trainer earlier than Laurentius, but if you're going in a linear fashion through the game, he'll be one of the first ones you run into. Alrighty, so this is the linear way of proceeding through the depths. I'm going to show you the shortcut way, and the way I use on almost every playthrough to get to the bonfire the quickest and to bypass a lot of the depths to where you can just go straight to the boss if you choose to. So again, going through this little area here, hugging the wall so that you don't aggro the dogs. The shortcut is actually right here behind where that first butcher is at. If you knock this stuff out of the way, you can just drop down here onto a pile of skeletons and corpses and all other gross things. If you look down from this platform, there is a humongous rat waiting to ambush us. We'll deal with him in a second. If you come around here though, stick to the wall so as not to fall off, this item here, spider shield. If you didn't start off as a bandit, there's one of the first spider shields you can get in the game. There's another one too actually, but that spider shield is kind of randomly placed there. Now, there's any number of ways you can approach fighting this rat. You can throw fire bombs at him or whatever else. He is weak to fire. Or you can just do a good old plunging attack right on top of his head. Well, if you do it right. So it looks like I've fallen into the arena with this guy and I've got to fight him the old-fashioned way. I hate it when jumping attacks don't work like they're supposed to. Oh man, he hits hard. I was not ready for that. Ugh, I can see through him. Man, that was just sad. I don't know that I've ever actually done that. It's all good though. I'm gonna cut out the run back. I suppose I'll demonstrate this, or I'll use this as an opportunity to demonstrate something. If you're a clumsy dude like me, and you have to do a lot of run backs. Here in particular, if you want to take a little shortcut, put some parkour skills to good use, and just jump right back to where the shortcut is, and you don't have to fight all those hollows again. Alrighty. So that didn't set us back too much. We're back. This giant rat, he's feeling all confident because he killed us before, and he's all like, you want to go again? Yeah. I'm just gonna puff my weapon. I think magic damage will hurt him pretty good. Let's see if I can get this jumping attack to pull off. There we go. That's how that's supposed to look. That actually one-shot him. Wow, very nice. So he drops one whole humanity. Get our souls back. Soul of a nameless soldier. And this item, very important, the sewer chamber key. Let's go ahead and read that item description. Key to the sewer chambers in the depths. In any community, a few bad apples are sure to exhibit insatiable greed. If they were turned undead and banished to the depths, would they reconsider their ways? Use this key to see for yourself. So yeah, that's why I find it interesting that the Capra Demon was actually guarding the key to the depths, because these key descriptions are kind of hinting at the fact that the hollows that are down here, like, they are worse than the hollows in the Undead Burg, or they're known to be miscreants or whatever. So I don't know, I just kind of find it interesting that he's the guardian of that. He's just kind of keeping them down here and keeping people out. So yeah, we just unlocked one of the major shortcuts of the depths. Right here, this door doesn't open from this side, so you have to open it from the other side. We've cut out a lot of... we've cut back on a lot of time it would have taken to actually do that. I am going to explore the depths and show the entire area, but... yeah, just to go ahead and have the bonfire earlier. Hey, don't you shake a torch at me, get away. And then using the sewer chamber key to open up the door to the bonfire. There we go. It just makes life way easier. Let's see, I am going to go back to human. I actually forgot I was human when that guy invaded me in the last video. A lot of times I just, you know, invasions are so few and far between that I forget I'm even, you know, human and that I can be invaded. Let's see, we got some souls. I'm actually going to save those. There's another merchant close by that I'm going to pay a visit to. Ah! That crap right there is what I'm talking about. That is why I freaking hate Torch Hollow so much. Like, it would not have mattered how much poise I had. That flurry attack, it does that. And if you don't have enough defense or vitality to get through it, you're just dead. Alright, let me not rush him. Do this a little more cautiously. There we go. Man, this is such an obnoxious enemy. Like, they're weak. They die in one hit. They're just stupid zombies wearing rags, and yet they can do that. Seriously? I think that's the developer's sense of humor kicking in there. So, if you approach from the other end of the depths, instead of taking the shortcut, this is kind of where that'll lead up to. You have all these slimes on top of the ceiling there, and another torch hollow to deal with. I'm just going to run past him. If you run under those slime guys, they drop to the ground, and they can drop on your head and stun you and deal some damage. They're really slow, but they don't have much health. They just have really high defense. Kind of like the Stone Knights from the Darkroot Garden. Really high defense, really low health. What's useful about these guys, though, is they drop upgrade materials early on. The large Titanite shards. They also drop green Titanite shards, which are used to reinforced weapons, so like a divine reinforcement or fire, or just basic magic. They don't have the highest drop rate of the items though, so I mean only really farm them if you're desperate, because there's a place later on that we're gonna get to. Probably not in this part, but probably in a soon upcoming part that we'll use to farm for some upgrade materials. Big cluster of rats. They turn tail and run from you until you walk up in their space, and sometimes they'll turn around and get aggressive on you. Here we have the Great Axe. If you're running a strength build, this can be a really fun weapon to use if you just, like to smash things, but I'm not going to end up running a true strength build on this character. But let's see, 32 strength. I don't think I actually explained this properly near the beginning of the game, but when it comes to two-handing a strength weapon, you don't have to have the complete strength requirement to wield the weapon two-handed. And the way that equation works out, if you take the total number of strength that's required to wield it and you divide that by 1.5, that's how much strength it'll take to two-hand it. So that's like 16 strength to wield a 24 strength requirement weapon, and however much for a 32 requirement weapon. I don't feel like doing the math right off the top of my head. I ain't good at no numbers anyway. Hug this wall to avoid that little surprise attack. And this dude's gonna try and run away from us. You plunge and attack him. You know what, I totally didn't go use these souls at the merchant that I wanted to go to, but that's fine. I'll do that in a little bit. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. It's a white light or fog wall or whatever we can go through. Don't worry, it doesn't lead up to a boss. It leads up to some larger rats and a channeler. And he can buff those rats, and that can really make your life miserable. So try to only aggro a few rats at a time. I'm actually trying to aggro this channeler himself so he'll come up here so I can kill him. Oh crap. That's not what I wanted to do. But we rectified it easily enough. There we go. That takes care of that. That rat is buffed. Need to be careful. And we got more surprise attacks from rats hiding in crates. If you just stand towards the wall, they can't get you. Rats tend to drop humanity. And that's an interesting little lore thing I can point out. The reason they would drop humanity, which comes from, humanity, it comes from humans, is because they feast on corpses. That's kind of gross. Let's see, if you come around here, you get a free large titanite shard. And then honestly, we don't really have to explore much more of the depths, but I'm going to explore them anyway, just to show you what all's down here. Got to pay attention to the floors because there's a lot of holes that'll drop you down into traps. Like, yeah, he's kind of standing over one. If you drop down there, you don't drop down straight to your death, but you have to be really careful because you drop down into the territory of an enemy that can inflict curse on you. And I do want to demonstrate how all that works, but I kind of want to... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and warp back to the bonfire. Spend these souls real quick. And then demonstrate how it works, just in case. Alrighty. Go away. Let's go back down the shortcut. Oops. Stuck on a column there. All these slime guys hanging around here and there. Whoops. I was trying to lock onto the rat. That didn't work out. Sometimes these rats will just randomly get aggressive on you, so I just take them out before I come in here to talk to our latest NPC.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them. I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Yeah, he'll say that. He actually... The game never explains this to you, but Dom Hall... He actually has a lot of interesting, obscure information he can tell you, but only if you buy stuff from him. So he sells, and like in case you're walking around with a weapon you haven't been upgrading or anything, he's here to kind of supply you with some temporary, and I say that because on crystal weapons the durability is low, it's only 60, and you can't repair them. So they're temporary weapons, but they're really strong weapons. The shield... I can't remember if you can repair the shield or not, but it's all actually pretty decent stuff for this area of the game. And, you know, if you, for one reason or another, aren't traveling with an upgraded weapon, well, here you go. Here's something to kind of help you through the area. See, Dark Souls, it's hard, but it throws you a bone here and there. He sells the armor set that he's wearing. Helm of the Wise, Armor of the Glorious, Gauntlets of the Vanquisher, Boots of the Explorer. I kind of like these armor pieces, but unfortunately you can't upgrade them, and they're expensive too, and I don't want to spend the souls on them right now. What I want to do is buy this gold pine resin, because you can farm for it at one area in the game, but it's just easier to buy it. So anyway, once you purchase something, talk to him.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually, so I am willing to share some tips. If you see kindling in the catacombs, use divine weapons. That will repel the reassembling skeletons. I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So that's all he's willing to tell us for the time being, but later on, he will talk about some much more obscure information. I never knew until I was watching a separate playthrough of this game that he actually talked about that stuff.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Because let's say, for instance, you buy something from him, you exit the dialogue and then talk to him again. He doesn't talk about it again.
I'm afraid I don't...
You have to speak to him right after you buy something in order for him to give you some tips.
Not every trade.
We got this door here. It's locked. We don't have the key for it just yet. Look at that. He just followed me on over here. Go ahead and get rid of this dude. Maybe he'll drop something. Nah. Oh well. Not a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the bonfire and use the rest of these souls that I've got to level up. And then I'm going to go human so that we can face an NPC invader. There we go. Oh, I don't have any soft humanity in my counter. I'm going to have to use a couple from my inventory. Did I kindle this bonfire a second ago? Am I tripping? Okay, yeah, it's already kindled. Good. I don't know why I have a hard time telling just by looking at it. Let's see. So I'll just use one. Maybe we'll get another invader that'll make things a little bit more interesting for the playthrough. Let's see, what do I want to level up? I want a little bit more attunement. Oh, is that it? Yeah. Okay. I almost have just enough souls to level up again, so I'm actually going to use some soul items to get myself there. And that way I'm not walking around with multiple souls that I can't do anything with. Let's see, another point of endurance. There we go. Yeah. What level am I? 28. Yeah, that's prime level for getting invaded down here in the depths. So right around soul level 30 seems to be a good level for invasions down here. Alrighty. So I'm gonna come back down here. Come over to this area. You get ambushed by not 3 blind mice, but 3 huge-ass rats. Thankfully, that really big one we fought, that's the only one we have to worry about. And he doesn't respawn either. Like the regular-sized rats, the regular-sized large rats. Drop humanity. This area right here, that's where NPC invader is going to spawn in. So you go right here, don't quite go around the corner all the way. Then come back to this spot. And there he is, Knight Kirk. You can just stand behind him from where he spawns, get a nice free backstab on him. Kirk isn't terribly difficult to deal with, but he can bleed you. And that's always obnoxious. Let's see. He has a chance to drop his sword and his shield. He didn't drop it this time, but he did drop us a little extra humanity. So that's nice to have. Got some souls from him as well. Yeah, I'll go on back to the bonfire and put one more point into endurance. Just in case I'm down there in the depths and get invaded. Invaders love to troll you when you're down there with a particular enemy that can curse you. It can be annoying, but hell, it's all in good fun. Yep, I bet that's one right there. If I had to guess. That actually looks like the dude that I fought in the last video, interestingly enough. Maybe he's still kind of hanging out here. Since I have another attunement slot, we'll go ahead and attune Oral Decoy. Like I said, that just functions like a decoy, like the what is it, Alluring Skull. And it makes a funny little sound when you use it. I'll try to demonstrate that. Yeah, it's fun to mess around with. Okie doke. Let's go down into the deeper parts of the depths. Show off these enemies that are down here and the whole cursing mechanic and everything. We'll show off rats who can infinitely stun lock you if you're not careful. Well, that was a fail. Whew. If you need humanity, the rats are actually not a bad source of it early in the game. I farmed for them lots of times. I farmed them for humanity lots of times, what I'm trying to say. Alright, so you come down here. Here's the enemy that can curse you. They're not particularly strong or resistant to anything, but they create this fog that if you stand in it for a long enough time, you'll see a little counter come up, or a meter that's measuring your curse damage, and if that meter goes down all the way, you get cursed. And if you feel like farming these guys, they're also a good source of Eyes of Death, which is a covenant item for the Grave Lords. I'll demonstrate that a little bit more later in the playthrough. Did I drop one? No. I'll try to show all the covenants. I should be able to show all of them except for maybe one. Yeah, you see that curse counter come up? it takes it a bit to actually inflict curse on you, but if you're not being careful, if they happen to corner you, it's really easy for it to happen. And like I said, the more soft humanity you've got up in your counter, the higher if I can talk, the more curse resistance you've got. Let's see, a few more of them. Actually, like, I'm just standing there. I'm not really trying to avoid getting cursed because I have the item, and I was gonna try to demonstrate that, but it's just not happening for me. So anyway, you come down here, get the Ring of the Evil Eye. And like I said, if you do get cursed, if you've been following the playthrough and you have a Purging Stone in your inventory, that'll break the curse just with that. But if you get cursed and you don't have one of those, you can either buy one, you can backtrack and buy one from the female undead merchant. But there's also another way to banish that curse, and I guess I'll show that in a later video, since it's just not really happening right now. Let's see, I'm getting confused here. Oh wait, no. Go the other way. No? Okay, y'all. I'm directionally challenged. So bear with me. Hang on, this has happened to me before. I'm missing it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's the direction. That's the doorway I was missing. Wait, no? I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, so I guess I had it right the first time, because this is... Yeah, this is exactly where I was trying to go. Derp. Okay, so at this point, we'll just go ahead on and fight the boss of this area. It's not terribly difficult. Let's see. Can't get through there. And the main reason you want to go out of your way to get that channeler... What are you doing? Get out of here. That channeler we killed, you want to take him out before fighting the boss, because if you don't, he'll shoot at you, and there's nothing you can do about it because he's way up there and you're in a boss arena. But he'll also buff the boss, which, well, it sucks. I can't remember if he can heal the boss or not. I'm wanting to say he can, but I may just not be remembering that correctly. So if you're in human form, you can summon Solaire for this fight. And if you haven't killed Lautrec yet, you can summon Lautrec. You can summon 2 NPCs to help you with this boss. However, I highly discourage it, because for every NPC or any summon, whether it's NPC or whether it's another player, everyone you summon will increase the boss's health by a certain percentage. And this boss already has a lot of health to begin with. He's not terribly hard to kill by yourself, so I just don't recommend it. Unless you're working on getting a Sunlight Medal. So if you summon Solaire for any boss fights, you automatically get a Sunlight Medal if he lives. So this grotesque monster crawls up from a big hole. He's got a tiny head on that huge warped body. So if you just walk up to him, 9 times out of 10 he'll slam down like that, and you just walk up, get some free damage on his head. Then make sure you get the hell out of the way. He does that rush attack, which it can one-shot you if I'm not mistaken. Since he's a boss with a tail, specifically a dragon type boss, you can actually cut his tail off you get the Dragon King Great Axe, which is actually a pretty decent dragon weapon. Just takes a heck of a lot of strength to be able to wield it. Whoop. Gotta be careful not to get stomped on. Ah. Yeah, basically when he's doing this, you just kind of want to wait for an opening. The best time to hit him is whenever he slams his torso down. Like there. Just walk up to his head, that's his weak spot. Get a few hits on him, and get out of the way. He's weak against lightning, so if you've joined the Sunlight Covenant at this point, you can use lightning spears on him. They work pretty well. As well as the gold pine resin. You can buff your weapon with that, do some extra damage. Which I kind of meant to do that, but I forgot. So while he's stomping around and doing whatever, if you come over here, you get the warrior's armor set, hard leather set. Miss out on some damage on him, oh well. So apparently a warrior made it this far and died trying to kill him. Poking his big lizard ass with a halberd. Sometimes he'll just follow you around. You don't want to stand still, because if you do, he'll smack you with his... Yeah, like that. He's doing the stomp right now, but he'll also just do a swipe. This is the attack I was kind of waiting on to show you guys. He pukes all over the floor, and it flows almost throughout the whole arena from where he uses it. And what it does is degrade your equipment. So if you haven't been keeping that stuff in good repair, he can totally just wreck your weapon or something and make it to where you're not doing very much damage at all to him. But honestly, it takes weapons a while to degrade in this game, so it shouldn't be a big worry. Trying to bait attacks out of him just to show you what all he'll do. That's the swipe I'm talking about. If you stand still and don't constantly move away from him. Really? Puking again? Yeah, whenever he does that, just try to get away and don't stand in it. Be careful walking too far to this side of the screen though, because you can fall down there and die. There we go. Well, my depth perception was off. What? All three of those hits missed. That's pitiful. I'm gonna kill him by poking him to death in the butt. Now sometimes he'll do that. Just keep moving and you'll be fine. That attack hit me a little bit, but I poised through it. Well, there you go. The Gaping Dragon is defeated. And he dropped the Blighttown key. And Twin Humanities and a Homeward Bone. I'm actually going to use a Homeward Bone just to save myself a little backtracking because I'm lazy. There we go. I guess it's not really a laziness thing, it's just the interest of time. So what should I use these souls for next? What should I level up? For this next part, I need to start leveling up my dex. I've leveled up my strength, all I'm going to level it up for the playthrough, but I want some more dexterity, so I'm going to start boosting that up to do a little bit more damage. And that should do it. Alrighty, so that was the depths. Thank you guys so much for watching my casual run of Dark Souls. Next time we're going to be exploring the Blighttown, but until then, take care.